All right, we are hopping into another To Catch a Predator, some TCAP today. More Daniel Pulido. Not more, I guess. We never had any Daniel Pulido. And honestly, this is enough. This is enough Daniel Pulido. But yeah, surprise drop today. I'm not doing a premiere. We're just dropping this one. Appreciate everybody who chooses to hang out, watch these. Appreciate all of you. But let's get into it. Let's figure out, is Daniel Pulido stoned during this? I don't personally. I don't think so, but we'll watch, we'll see, we'll learn. Everything you can expect in a Chris Hansen video. Let's just hop into it real quick. Shout out Printo. Appreciate you, my friend, for posting this and hanging out. I'm not sure if you'll see this, but I appreciate you regardless. Let's get into it.
You posed naked because you wanted to teach her a lesson.
You can say that.
Wouldn't know it, obviously, when they walked in, but every move, every word was being recorded, and it wasn't until after I told them who I was that the regular cameras would come out. And why did you do it?
This is gonna sound crazy.
You know what?
What?
It's gonna seem crazy
Try me.
because it happened to one of my cousins.
How old is that cousin of yours?
She said,
She's dead.
Hello? Hello?
"Hello, Sammy?"
Hey, come on in.
It's always good too if you show up to somebody's house and you barely knock and you can't see anybody and they're like, "Hello? Hello?" Like, if they can see you clear as day, but you have no idea they're there, even if you know them for years, that's a little weird, right? You'd be looking for a Ring camera. I know this is before, Shaq invented the Ring camera, so it's before that. But you would think that one would be a little startled. It's like when Stephen Coates comes in, Stephen GG or whatever he goes by nowadays. When he comes in with his CD in his coat pocket, and they're like, "What do you have in your pocket?" Like, how would she see that? Wrong Predator though. This is gonna sound crazy.
"Where are you?"
I gotta finish brushing my teeth, okay?
"Okay,
Just wait at the counter for a second.
okay."
We had already done 2 investigations. Going into this third one, I wondered to myself, what if nobody shows up? I mean,
Oh, you'll get footage of me pacing around the kitchen like the Maytag repairman. Oh, he doesn't say that. I don't think so. I haven't seen this in a while, but he says that so much. I love you, Chris. Just get one more line. Please hire me. I will write you. Just nonsense. Look at that. His nose is looking a little red there. Okay, let's keep going.
people must know that Dateline is out there doing another investigation. Well, in fact, we had guys show up who had seen our previous shows and came in anyway. And Daniel Pulido was one of them. How are you tonight? Why don't you have a seat right there, please? Do me a favor, keep your hands out of your pockets, okay? What are you up to?
Okay, so I'll set up the scene here real quick. It has been debated for a decade now whether Daniel Pulido ingested some marijuana before this encounter. Is he high? Is he stoned? Personally, I don't think he is. I think he would be, in a much different. I mean, I don't know. I've never been incredibly high and talking to Chris Hansen. Maybe one day. Not like a Predator thing, but if this whole YouTube thing works out, maybe one day. But until that day comes, I don't know, how this feels, and obviously he knows he's in trouble, but he doesn't play it cool. That's the wrong words. But I don't know. Let's play it out. But now that I've set the scene, if you've never seen this for some reason, and for whatever reason you clicked on a Chris Hansen video as your indoctrination to Daniel Pulido here, there is the rumor, the theory that he's a little high. So let's watch and make our judgments, I guess, towards the end.
Tonight.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No,
Nothing or nothing good?
nothing good.
Nothing good. Yeah, who are you here to see?
I go on the internet.
The girl on the internet. And what is that girl's name?
I think it was Sammy.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Right. And how old is Sammy?
I don't know. She said that she was 14.
And I think it's that. I'm sorry, I know I'm pausing a lot. This is only 10 minutes. Yeah, you know I'll stretch this out to 40. But I think a lot of people think because of the cough and just the way he acts, and maybe his chat log, I haven't read it, but he might talk about, smoking the devil's lettuce in there. I don't know. But I think that's just a nervous tick. It's funny because, like, a little inside piss here real quick. When I was, a youth, when I was very young, I'm talking 7, 8, 9 years old. I had like a fake cough when I come up with lies. I'm way better at it now. I just do it. It just happens. In fact, usually the words just spill out of my mouth, and then I have to make up for it later. But back in the day, I lied just like Daniel Pulido here. I would actually, I did do my science project.
How old are you?
I'm 40.
40.
This is gonna sound crazy, but I did do my science project.
And you think it's okay to come
No,
see
it's
a
not.
13-year-old
No, it's
girl
not.
at 40?
It's not okay.
Then why did you do it?
You know what?
What?
It's gonna seem crazy,
Try me.
but I was gonna tell her that there's a lot of people do that stuff like that. I wasn't gonna do anything to her because it happened to one of my cousins.
And then he goes into this long story about how one of his young female relatives had actually been killed by a potential predator. What happened to one of your cousins?
She got raped,
Really?
and
By somebody she met?
I love that too. Like I mean, if this story's true, obviously this is not funny. And that's a tragic story. I wish the best to the family, and I mean, what can you say? That's awful. But but like Lauren likes to say, I don't think any of this is true. Which again, I'm gonna put towards, if you're stoned out of your mind. I mean, it affects everybody differently, but I would just be so afraid of this man in a suit. I know I'm committing a crime. I don't think I would be this quick, and I'm pretty good. But yeah, we get the cough there. And look at that. I mean, this is such an era. Look at that. The cell phone clip. Do those exist anymore? Somebody tell me. I mean, I don't really care, to be honest, but somebody might know. Can you get like a smartphone cell phone clip nowadays? Like, nobody does that anymore. I don't really understand why that was ever a thing in the first place. Like, is that, you're going to miss maybe one ring if that's just in your pocket? I mean, if that's attached to a clip, you're not going to feel the vibration, right? So you're just going solely off of, like, Hey Soul Sister or whatever. Whatever was the hit, ringtone of the time. Whatever you got, that free 99-cent iTunes ringtone from the Pepsi bottle, the Coca-Cola, whatever. You got that 99-cent ringtone. Sean Paul's Temperature, perhaps, is playing. But you're not feeling the vibrations there. Did I waste enough time? All right.
One of your cousins.
she got raped,
Really?
and
By somebody she met on the
yes,
internet?
Yes. And
And how old is that cousin of yours?
she's dead. She's dead.
She's dead.
She's dead. Probably the most concerned Hansen we ever get. Because, like, you have to keep in mind, this is Riverside. They've only done 2 stings. They've maybe got 15, 20 predators up to this point. One of them is Dark Hero. Another one's Crazy for the Gnats. He's seen some shit, but he doesn't know what he's in for yet. Riverside, I think, is really got to be an eye-opening experience here to Chris. I'm sorry if you hear my cats going nuts in the background. I'm sorry. But they, if you told him, oh, she's dead in, like, Long Beach or Bowling Green, what are the later stings? Fucking Murphy, Texas. You don't mess with Murphy. He he probably wouldn't even have cared. Oh, she's dead. Well, what happened? And then just moved on. But here we get, she's dead. We get a very good Chris reaction. Some humility, some life. I don't know. We get to see Chris Human as Chris Human. Jesus, I'm not restarting. We're just gonna keep going. Chris Hansen, as a human, is the sentence I was trying to put together there. I'm gonna shut up. Let's keep going.
How old is that cousin of yours?
She's dead. She's dead.
She's dead.
Yes.
She was killed?
Well, the first time that she got raped, she didn't get killed, but she got killed after that.
Your cousin.
This is an awful joke. I apologize, but fool me once, shame on you. No, but like that's such a weird. Like, well, the first time she got raped, and if that, I'm sorry about the accent. I'm just trying to. We're trying to have fun here. This is not a fun segment. Well, it's a fun segment, but this is not a fun portion of the segment. What weird wording? Well, the first time she got raped. What do you mean the first time? We need some background information here. Daniel, come on, Danny.
Cousin was raped
Yes.
by someone she met on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And how old was she?
She was 16.
16.
Yes, sir.
That must have had a big impact on your family.
Told me about it.
And what was her name?
We looked into Pulido's story and we were unable to confirm.
And this is before, he's partnered with truthfinder.com now. And I think maybe truthfinder.com might get to the bottom of this. But yeah, I'm going with that's not a real story. And, if it was coming from a victim and they were, this is what happened, I was 16, I'm more, obliged. Wow, this is the worst one I've ever done. I want to believe that more. But when it's coming from Daniel Pulido, it doesn't wash. It just doesn't wash.
That in fact it had happened.
So, based upon that, you decided to come over here and tell Sammy about the dangers of talking to
Yes.
strangers on the internet.
Yes.
And what were you going to tell her?
I was going to tell her, look, you know what? If you keep doing this, I mean, there's no other people like me, but there's other people that
He's the only one. There's no good guys. It's just Daniel Pulido.
is kind of dangerous, and they can do it to you. I know I show myself to her on the internet.
What do you mean you showed yourself to her?
I mean, I show her my webcam.
And that's always good. That's, again, more inside piss. Not to relate any further to Daniel Pulido, but when I was, again, in my youth, way in my youth, I'm talking 3, 4. That's probably it. That's probably the cutoff right there. My parents, I don't remember any of this, but my parents love to tell me that I used to tell myself. So, like, I would be doing something I know wasn't, it was against the rules or whatever, coloring on the walls, whatever you can do as a rebel at 3 or 4 years old. And as I was in the act of it, my bright idea would be to stop in the middle, go out to, the living room, maybe where my parents are enjoying a nice evening together, watching Dateline NBC perhaps, and I would just tell them that I was doing nothing wrong, and I'm a good boy. And I would go back to my mischief. Yep. My mischief there. And I would just, be a little hellion. So, I relate, 3-year-old piss and full-grown adult Daniel Pulido, same person basically, same guy.
Yes.
And
what?
that's the only reason, because, I mean, people like that get killed.
So I'm confused. You showed her what on your webcam?
Me,
You
Yes.
doing what?
she's naked,
Naked.
to get her attention.
You posed.
Yeah, just naked, just posing naked.
Naked on your web and what?
I want to hear that
She's
one more
naked.
time.
Naked.
Oh. Posing on a webcam, doing what?
Her what on your webcam?
Me,
You
Yes.
doing what?
she's naked,
Naked.
to get her attention.
You posed naked on your webcam, so a 13-year-old girl could see it because you wanted to teach her a lesson.
Well, you can say that.
Yeah. So this is like a tough love thing?
No.
No.
I'm not there to be a detective. I'm there to get information as a reporter. And obviously, I'm not going to let them take advantage of me, if I'm getting jerked around. But I'm there to get information, not to, punish these guys.
Well, what is it exactly?
It's like
I'm here to get information, not to get jacked off by these predators. What is he talking about? I mean, it makes sense. To Catch a Predator was a huge success. Riverside, obviously, they started doing the Raw segments way after any of these aired. But yeah, it takes a long time to produce these shows, so let's fill some of the air with just talking about previous shows, which, that's what I'm doing, so I get it. But, well, I'm a serious reporter. That's why I ask. Wow, I'm blanking right now on a funny question. What's a BBBJ? And I love Chris. Don't get me wrong. Chris is amazing, and I don't watch a lot of the other, YouTube predator catchers. I really just enjoy what Chris does, but there are times where it's gonna sound crazy, but he I don't know. He's not at the top of his game. I don't know. He's doing you know what? I couldn't do any better. Who am I to say?
like I told you, just to make sure that she don't do stuff like that.
Get attention. So you sent these. You allowed her to see these pictures of yourself.
Yes.
This.
Yes.
That's you.
Yeah.
And you're what? Masturbating there?
Playing with myself.
Playing with yourself. Yeah. And you knew.
The difference, masturbating is the science term. Playing with myself, that's the street. That's how people in the street talk, Chris.
Knew that a 13.
It's all about the amount of shakes. If you're going at it vigorously, that's masturbating. That's totally different. But if you just shake it 3 or 4 times, that's more than just like. What's that song? I don't know. Never mind. But yeah. More than 3 times, you're playing with yourself. That's the rule of thumb there. What is this video becoming?
13-year-old girl was going to see those.
Yes.
And you did this just to teach her a lesson.
Well, basically, yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Do you see why that's hard to believe?
I know, yeah, it is.
First of all, you lied and told her you were 30, and you're really 40.
I'm 40.
Right.
Exactly.
You say you're cute. You don't look 13. You ask where she is, just asking because I'm naked. You ever see a naked guy before? You ever feel a blank before?
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you done? Did you like it? How old was the guy? Will you give a slang for oral sex? But remember, I'm 30. It sounds like you wanted to date her, not teach her a lesson about the dangers of the... I mean, I guess she would have learned about the dangers of the internet had I not been there and had she been here, huh?
Well, you gotta make it sound like that, so they can believe me.
And have you done this sort of thing before where you've tried to teach a girl a lesson?
No. This is the very, very first time I do stuff.
Very first time. Why even talk to somebody who you think is 13 years old, huh? It was stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So why don't you...
I'm gonna tell you straight up. I had a stepdaughter.
Yeah.
And she was, we separated from my wife. I have a 5-year-old kid.
Right.
And my stepdaughter, and she was, at the moment, she was 14.
Mm-hmm.
And she was doing the same thing, playing on the internet.
Right.
And this is why I don't buy the story. Like, he just has another story lined up. Well, actually, okay, you didn't care about the niece. Well, actually, I have a stepdaughter. She's 5, but for, the sake of the story, she's 14, and she's on the internet, and I took a break. I had a bunch of weed to grind up, but you know what? I can come back to that. The cones will rule themselves. I have to stop my 14-year-old, 5-year-old stepdaughter. It's gonna sound crazy. I'm gonna say that probably like 3 more times. I love that.
And she met a guy. He wasn't old enough, but he was like 17, but she was 14 at the moment. And I swear to, I got so pissed. I even told my ex, you know what? I don't want her. She's not gonna go by the rules in the house.
I don't want her. Like, I told my ex, you know what? I don't want this stepdaughter. Let's give her up for adoption. What is he talking about? I don't want her. Imagine being that stepdaughter. I mean, obviously, it's so. I don't even want to. We're having fun here. Well, I'm having fun here. You guys probably clicked off already, but the family of these predators. That's got to be so hard. I can't even imagine. It's one thing if they get caught for this. It's another thing if they get caught on national TV. That's so rough. But then to hear, maybe this is true, and you get brought up like, yeah, my stepdaughter, I don't even want her. You hear?
I even told my ex, you know what, I don't want her. She's not gonna go by the rules in the house.
So wait. So you're telling me that you had a 14-year-old stepdaughter who met a guy on the internet to have sex?
No. She met him, just to be friends.
To be friends.
And
that upset you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're upset and you didn't want her meeting guys on the internet.
Her, why you gotta go
so you walk into this house to meet a 13-year-old girl. Why is that okay?
As a parent,
why is that okay?
When somebody comes in and tells me a story like Pulido did about how his stepdaughter had met somebody online, and he's all upset about that when it comes to his stepdaughter, but he's willing to walk into somebody else's house and meet somebody else's daughter? I mean, that's the ultimate hypocrisy.
Would you be okay if a grown man of 40 years old walked into your home to meet your daughter?
Of course not.
Then why is it okay for you to do this?
I know, it's stupid. Very stupid.
So that all that stuff about teaching her a lesson and being the protector, that's a big lie. Then.
No, it's what I was going to tell her too.
Why couldn't you just tell her
I don't know.
in the internet? Why couldn't you just say this is a bad idea? You're young. You shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah. Come on, Daniel. You could have just typed all this out. I mean, I know it's gonna sound crazy. Okay, that's the last time. I promise. It's probably not the last time. That's for the era, that's a nice looking watch. I wonder what that is. All right.
Why not call this internet service provider and say, look, there's a girl here. She might be in danger.
And that's insane. That's insane. Chris, you're doing a great job. I had you up to this point. Nobody's doing that. Who's the internet? How do you even know who the decoy's internet service provider is? You might be on Comcast, but the decoy might be on Verizon or something. Like, you don't know who the internet you don't know her IP address. You're not Xavier.
It's true.
But you didn't do any of that, did you?
No,
you came here. Did you bring condoms with you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I did.
You did bring condoms.
Yes, I did.
And what part of the lesson?
I wasn't going to use them. I was going to give them to her.
You were going to give her condoms.
And tell her, look, if you want to do this, it's on your own.
All right, so you just came over to tell her it's a bad idea to talk to guys on the internet, but if you're going to talk, here, use some condoms. Danny, that doesn't wash. It doesn't wash.
Well, I'm sorry.
Why don't you start again and just tell me what your plan was tonight?
Just to meet her.
Just to meet her.
Yeah.
But the condoms, the sex talk.
I know. I never done this before. I mean, I have never been in problems with the police.
Do you ever watch TV, Danny?
Yes.
Do you ever watch TV?
And I love that. I love, Chris. He knows his name is Daniel Pulido. He probably admitted that earlier in the video. I don't remember. But Chris is on Danny terms now. Like, he literally calls him Danny. That's amazing.
Never been in problems with the police.
Do you ever watch TV, Danny?
You ever watch TV, Danny?
Yes.
Do you ever watch Dateline NBC?
Yes.
Have you ever seen our stories on computer predators?
Yes.
This is one of them. Now, if there's anything else you'd like to say for yourself,
No, that's it.
then obviously you're free to leave.
Thank you.
I think some of these guys truly believe that Dateline can't be everywhere. What are the odds of it happening to me? Law enforcement can't be everywhere. I'm not going to get caught.
Walk all the way to the street.
Stop.
Turn around.
There's another group of guys who I think, are so.
All right, we got some arrest footage in there. That's pretty good. I'm gonna say it. And we'll keep watching. I don't think he's stoned. I don't know. I know my opinions are very unpopular. I do full disclosure, I know nobody cares because they're watching a Daniel Pulido commentary, but you're at the very end. You made it. I appreciate you if you made it this far. But I'm one of those people who thinks that Lauren has probably had sex at least once. So I give the benefit of the doubt. I know I shouldn't, but I don't think Pulido, I don't think he's stoned during this. I think he's just an idiot. I think he's nervous. Maybe he blazed, Mike Manzi style. Maybe he blazed, earlier in the morning. He has the cough. But I just can't believe that you would drive up to the most nervous encounter of your entire life and get super high before that. I call me out. Maybe I know we have a lot of pro weed smokers out there who will call me a bitch, but I just can't imagine being super high before meeting my illegal date. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's close this out.
Caught up in the chats and the addictions of the porn sites, that they get to a point where nothing will satisfy them but a face-to-face meeting. And that's when they blur that line between fantasy and reality, and that's when we see them show up at one of our houses.
All right, yeah, that's the end. Daniel Pulido, this was 20 years ago, basically, so he got in trouble, I'm sure. Maybe he didn't, I don't know. Sometimes I think the Riverside people, they got in trouble, so that's Daniel Pulido. I don't think he's high. Correct me if I'm wrong. Appreciate everybody watching this. Until next time, my friends. Wow, why did I say that? My friends? You guys are... Never mind. Until next time.